Welcome back to Defecast, everybody. I'm Karl Fernando.
I'm Michael.
Sneaky bitch, you snuck that in there.
I did.
I'm back. Davey boy.
I was like, did you forget your name? We're just strolling down memory lane and looking at some of the first films that we picked for Defecast. I was just saying how I wouldn't, if I was to do it over again, I wouldn't pick Waiting as my first film. You know what I mean? It's just not as strong. I don't know. Why the fuck didn't I pick something from Kevin Smith? Why did I pick Waiting?
I feel like Waiting has a bit of a Kevin Smith vibe to it without it being Kevin Smith.
Well, it's also probably, at the start, when you think about it, it was something that was on your mind at the time. You wouldn't pick it now because I don't think it's something that's at the forefront of your mind. I could
understand that if I'd only just learned of Waiting then, but I'd watched that film I think years before that.
I think when we started that, you had only just watched it with me.
No, dude, because I remember the first time I watched it, and I was still living at Mum's, and I was like,
no, but I mean with me. I think you had shown me that movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we watched it for the first time for the pod or not.
Yeah, actually, I've got to go back and listen to the podcast because I'm like, what? I've got to even listen to Conquering Kroll because did we always keep the format of we watched it together? That was the plan, right?
Yeah.
Someone would pick one for all three of us to watch.
Back when we were all living in a close vicinity.
Yeah,
that's how it used to work.
But even then, I think that
and then someone fucked off.
No, but even that stopped pretty quickly too, didn't it? Because that's right. Because what we did was we watched it all together and then we recorded the podcast, so it was all fresh in our minds.
Yeah, we recorded the intro. We watched the movie. We'd come back and record the pod. We'd all go to Dave's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in the same space.
We should actually do one like that just to see what it's like. You know what I mean? Say if we normally record Friday nights at 8, right? So maybe we just re-record that Friday night that we're going to record. We record at 9:30 or 10 o'clock and we watch the film beforehand. And then we just jump straight on. We teed up so it ends at the time we're going to record.
Well, I try to watch the movie as close to the pod as possible.
Yeah, I typically do that. I typically watch the movie on the Friday because we
reschedule so often that's not often the case.
Yeah. Well, I try to watch it at the absolute latest the night before. That's sort of my last time I watched because I'm oh no, something will happen the next day. On the Friday, I probably won't be able to get to watch it. But we should fucking try it. What do you think of that? Do you want to try that just to see? Because I'm curious. I want to go back, listen to Conquering Kroll, and then record another one like that just to see what it feels like. And see.
I'd be down for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking let's do that. We'll do it with this next one then. We just got to make sure that's that Friday night we will record it.
I'm actually not free next Friday night, so.
Oh well, fuck that. Spanner in the works already.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and it's usually Karl. So it's weird.
Well, this all came about because fucking Dave's doing a goddamn Excel spreadsheet for it. No, dude, I'm really impressed with it. From what you've told me about it. It's I was thinking you just fucking made a list of all the movies we watched. And I was
to be honest, I'm really impressed with the fucking template I found.
Okay. Peek behind the curtain. I was a lot more impressed when there wasn't a template involved, Dave. You fucked that up for yourself.
There's a lot of entry involved. All right, so it's not all the template.
Yeah, because it's you got the time, you got the actors, the runtime, how many actors are in it, what actors are in it, Whether we
the
who picked it.
first three listed on IMDb, I put in the spreadsheet. So.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
and
you can filter we can filter movies based on an actor and see who picked them.
What the fuck?
Is this going to be like available on the website or anything?
It'd be good if we could
that
figure
would
out a way to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know how to do that. That's going to be something Karl's going to have to do.
Yeah, I'll fix that up. I just looked at this is like back when the early episodes I was trying to come up with comedic titles. And number 11 I've written smacking ghost kids at the orphanage with special guest Colin Chalmers. Who the fuck said that? Smacking. That sounds like me. That sounds like something utterly stupid that come out of my mouth.
It could possibly be Colin as well, because
yeah, Colin's come in with those left field fucking things.
Yeah.
The boys return to a galaxy far, far away with Rogue One. Oh shit! That's not even a special.
I think it is.
I think,
it is.
To be honest, those early.
Nah, it is a special because if you look at I've put it down as a special, and the reason why is because if you look at the order, it always goes Dave, Karl, Michael, and then you've got that, and then it resumes our order again. So it has to be a special.
Pretty much all the Star Wars stuff is specials. From what I know.
Yeah.
Because there's a few specials thrown in there. I think like Logan is one that's not too long after that.
Avengers ones as well, I think.
Yeah, Avengers, Justice League.
Like people who've heard them are like,
Endgame.
"What's so special?" What? Why?
Tapping out and Warrior. Where did I give up? I think that was it. I think Warrior's when I gave up. That's episode,
wait, what do you mean gave up?
I gave up trying to make funny titles.
Oh, okay.
29.
It probably is a good thing, because going back trying to catalog this shit, I'm just like, what the fuck movie was this?
Yeah, it was 29. I gave up tapping out with Warrior. Then it was the next one, number 30, Euro Trip.
God damn. You literally tapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, was it 25 where you're like, the boys share a moment? I'm like, what the fuck movie did we pick, Karl?
I know, and I was
what movie was it?
But not only that, what fucking moment did we share? Like, what possessed me to write that? The boys share a moment.
Yeah, it's like, I still have no idea what we fucking watched.
My favourite's phallus planes and flying balls. In Oblivion.
Oh, dude, what about Jaws? All it is dun 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 dun. I'm like, fuck you. Who's gonna know what that is?
I don't know.
Like, without the sound.
I don't know what's sadder. Is that I do it again? Or it's like,
that's pretty sad.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
How's everything been with COVID? How are you two coping? Checking in.
Fucking better than you, mate.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm fine.
When you said earlier, like, oh, we should try the old format again, I'm like, bitch, you gotta sort your fucking state out first.
Yeah, I know.
Coming up here.
In a goddamn fucking hotspot, lockdown. Gym was open for a week, and they're like, "No, shut that shit down."
To be honest, man, I don't want you anywhere around me.
I know. I can't. My mother won't even pick up my phone calls. She's like, "No, that's enough. That's enough
I'll
distance."
talk to you on the phone. That's pretty extreme if you don't want to talk to you by phone.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy down here. But it's odd too, because like walking the dog, going to the dog park. When the lockdown first happened, like not this second round, when it first happened, it was almost like that day, people just migrated to the park. It was as if parks were like a fucking new invention. And there was that many people going down there, and I was just sort of like, what the fuck? Like, I think I said it on one of the other podcasts, it just shit me. But this time around, I went to the park today. There was fucking no one. I was just like, right on, let's keep it like that, people. Stay the fuck inside.
He says while being outside.
No, but I mean, like, dude, the second day of our lockdown, I seen two guys come down with golf clubs, a fucking bucket of balls, and a 6-pack of beer, and I'm like, motherfucker, like, you're not in Florida, like, you're not on a holiday, dude. Like, this is serious. Go back inside your house. Go have beers at home. Like,
I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't want to be in Florida right now either.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be in Florida ever. Like, to tell you the truth.
Right? Like Sinkhole Central? No thanks.
Yeah. Oh, dude, just some of the fucking headlines that come out of there. Like, no.
I just think of all the people that have, like lost shit because the land falls out from under them.
I've got a couple buddies that live in Florida, so I hope they're doing well. Should probably message them.
I hope people in Florida do well too, but for fuck's sake, you can pick somewhere else to live. There is an underground problem, and you need to leave.
Well, that's a lot of people in the States though. Like those nut jobs that live in like Tornado Alley.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, why would you live there? Like,
right.
It's just fucking... It's almost too... It's like living near the ocean as well. Like, there's something about living so close to the ocean that terrifies me. Like, when we were at South Bank, in our apartment, I could see one of the beaches. I think it was like St Kilda Beach or something. Like, it was far enough away, but I could see the ocean. Yeah. And the amount of time I'd spent fantasizing just about this fucking... this like 50-story wave just building up and coming right at me. I was just like, it was scary, and why? Like, I couldn't imagine having a beach house. You know what I mean? And hearing the waves crash.
At least your fantasy was more realistic. Imagine like you standing there looking out of the ocean and like Godzilla just comes out.
Dude, that was a few of it sometimes. Like I had that one a few times. That was good.
Dude, the sound of the ocean is really relaxing though. So, like, I remember.
Yeah, I know, but like you can get a recording and move inland. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like...
true. That is true. But it's all about the authenticity.
Fuck that.
I mean, how authentic is it to listen to the ocean, then all of a sudden be swept out to sea because of a tidal wave?
I'd rather live. Yeah, fuck that. I don't want to drown.
Yeah, well, you know, you're missing out.
No, but you's are doing good with the lockdown and everything, eh? Like you guys are coming out of it.
I was born to be to be locked down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine with either situation. Like, I don't give a shit.
Have you found now? Like, because it's just because there's been a lot of talk of it down here. And I've done quite a bit of like self-reflecting during the lockdown as well. I think it was just because like everything slowed down, so I had the time to. And I realised a few things about myself, sort of, that I'm like, oh wow, like I didn't think I was this bad at that or whatever. I'd always thought that I'm a pretty adaptable person. You know what I mean? Like, if shit goes south, I'm like, all right, yeah, fuck it. This is life now. Let's just move on and get on with life. And it's like, up until the pandemic happened, where it's like shit actually went down. Like, everything fucking stopped. Like, and it threw me through a loop for like 3 weeks to a month, and I realized about myself too. I'm like, I think I need structure. I need some form of a structure in my life, because I'm like, without that, like getting up, walking the dog, going to work, going to uni, coming home, and then all of a sudden it was like all that shit's out the window. I end up just doing nothing for a while, and I was like, shit, and then I just got stuck in it, and I'm like, well, fuck it, this is life. Like, guess, get a pizza, shut up. And then I'm like, I think I need structure, and it's now it's been a battle for like the last month and a half to be like, draw up a structure, and then stick to it, and then it was like last week, I was like having the realization, because I was getting anxiety about not sticking to that structure, because I was just like, I've put in this fucking structure, why aren't I getting up as early as I need to get these things done? And then it's just like a flow-on effect. I don't get up early, to get the things done. So I'm like, well, then I'm not going to get anything done, and I just start beating myself up. And then I realised I'm like, I need to take every day. I can have a structure, but I don't need a rigid structure. You know what I mean? Like, so now I'm just sort of like, instead of being like, okay, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. and then from 4 a.m. to 4:30 when I wake up, I'll have a coffee. I'll take the dog out so he can go poo, and I'll go poo while he's pooing, not in the backyard, in my toilet. I'll poo, and then bring him in at 4:30, and then I'm like, I'll write from 4:30 to like 7:30, and then 7:30 I'll take him on a walk, and then come home. Inevitably, it's like I've done that, I think, 3 times.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know what the fuck happened, but it stopped happening. And I realised, I'm like, if I just set out a day where I'm just sort of like, you know what? Don't try to get up at 7. If I don't get up at 7, that's fine, but make sure tomorrow, these are the things that I want to get done. 2 to 4 hours of solid writing done. Working on a script or a story, breaking something down.
It's funny. Sorry, it's funny you say that, because I watched a video not that long ago, and it was about creating habits. And like, long story short, it's like I can't remember how long the video was, but essentially all it was saying was, if you want to make something a habit, and it's something that's, I don't know, not necessarily mundane, but something that becomes like, when you say you're going to do something, the excitement of it, you like you said, you start doing it for a few days, and then it just disappears.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's saying, keep in mind that you're trying to make this a habit, but make it a 2-minute habit, or a 1-minute habit, or
realistic goals to make.
Just so the point is that you do it rather than not doing it. So even if you do it for whatever, you use the 2-minute rule, and 2-minute rule it's relative. It doesn't need to be 2 minutes. It just means that you need to do it.
Yeah.
You need to start doing it. Even if you give up after you start, it's better to do it than to not do it. And the whole mentality of it, the psychology of it, is that more often than not, because you've started doing it, you'll end up doing it for longer.
Yeah.
It is habit. You will make a habit out of it. And I thought, yeah, that's good advice. That's
that is. That makes a hell of.
I mean, I was talking about writing. Like, if you want to write 1 sentence. Don't write a chapter in a day.
Yeah.
Write a sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to run, put your shoes on and go outside.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that's it. You don't have to run.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's funny because I do that with exercise. So like when I was exercising quite regularly, and I'd be like, I'm really tired today. And I'm like, I know I'm gonna go to the gym and do chest, but I'm like, I'm really tired and I don't want to do the workout program that I set for myself. I'll be like, just go in and do it at half your speed. I'll just, half the weight. You don't push yourself. And then I'll get there and then I'll do it. I'll go further than what I'd even set out to do originally.
Yeah.
And
it's a whole psychology thing, because you've set yourself this expectation that this is what you have to do in this amount of time, and this is how hard you have to go. Your brain defeats itself.
Yeah.
And then you end up saying, I can't be bothered, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like, tomorrow comes, and it's like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. And then before you know it, you're out of this habit that you set for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's funny, all these little tricks and stuff that you can do with your mind. Like, it's really, like, I thought I understood my brain pretty well before the lockdown, but then inevitably it showed me parts of myself that I'm like, no, you need a lot more work on this stuff if you're going to get this far, and just listening to what it's saying to me every day. But it was really good. Like I said, like last week, I was just sort of like,
it's funny because ultimately your mind is yours, but it's sort of its own separate entity.
Yeah, it's mine, but it's also affected by my environment, everything else around me. So, yeah. But I just thought that's my fucking COVID-19 update. I've been doing well. Been doing a lot of self.
How do you? What about you, Marsh? How do you? Are there any tricks that you use to motivate, like, or put yourself in a situation where you get in the habit of doing something, or?
Yeah, did you quit smoking like cold turkey? So.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, that's a classic example.
Did you just sort of like white knuckle it, or
making a habit than starting one though? I don't know. I've kind of noticed that I have a very strong will. So typically, if I really want to do something, I'll go out and do it.
Right.
The problem I have is, and I know it's a problem, and I know I need to sort of work on it, is that I expect to see results too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smoking thing, I think, was lucky. That was sheer will. That was me gritting my teeth and bearing it, and just fucking powering through it.
Yeah.
And thankfully coming out the other side relatively sane.
But I think that results too soon thing. I think that's exactly what I was talking about, where you set expectations that are like a little bit too full on.
Yeah. And look, not just with habits, but with life in general, I hold myself to a very high standard, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
It makes your work better, but it doesn't do any favors to your sort of mental health.
Yeah, and like my self-esteem and whatnot. Like if I fuck up at something, I'll be like, you're fucking useless. Like, what are you ever doing? This sort of thing.
Yeah.
When left to my own devices, if I don't, like as you were saying, like you feel like you need structure, and without that, you sort of fall apart. I'm kind of the opposite. I don't need structure. I can. I could wake up on a day off, or like if I take time off from work, like I'm not including work in any of this because work is work. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Like I would say my morning rituals. Like I'll wake up, I'll have a shower, have breakfast, whatever. But otherwise, the day is pretty much just what do I feel like.
All right, sorry about that. Connect issues, net tech issues. Michael, you were talking about.
Fuck, what was the last thing you heard?
The last thing that I heard was you saying how you don't need structure.
I don't need a lot of structure, no.
Yeah.
Typically, on a day off or whatever, I'll wake up and be like, what do I want to do today? And I sort of let the day take me where it does.
But how do you
fluid like that?
How do you find how do you get things done then? Like if you're like, like there's just stuff that you want to do, like
I don't. You know how much shit I need to do that doesn't get done.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a bit of an enigma. Like, if I wake up one day and I'm like, I feel like doing a bit of writing, I'll just sit down and do it.
Yeah, so you would just like feverishly write for like 8 hours, 9 hours, and then not write.
Not that long.
Yeah. No, but
I've done an 8-9 hour session of writing, maybe like 4.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, I've done a good 12 hours of staring at a blank page. So I don't know if that counts.
You need to incorporate the 2-minute rule.
Yeah. No, like I've done like 3-4 hours of writing.
Yeah.
I've done that and thrown the shit out. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when I sit down and start, it's a lot of the times it's hard for me to not hard for me to stop, but it's easy. And
you get involved.
Like, holy shit, it sounds like I'm bragging. I'm trying not to. Like, most of the stuff I write, I'll look at and I'm like, that's fucking terrible, and then I'll get rid of it. But, like, the process of doing it isn't all that difficult for me, I guess.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but that's what I mean. I'm like, but how often do you get those days then? Like, because I just think to myself, like, I try to... I used to say that I'm like... When I'd hear people say, like, write every day, just write every day, I was like, that's such a load of shit. Like, because there's nothing... Like, I feel like you can't spark creativity like that.
You can't force it.
Yeah, you can't force it, but...
I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
But, like, I also get the idea of forming a habit of writing every day. I don't. I don't write as much as...
But that's what I was saying, like write a sentence.
Yeah. But that's what I was going to say, is, like... I'm actually converted now where I'm like, write every day, because I'm like, there's days like that when I was saying, I'm like, I've stared at a blank page for like 12 hours before. I'm like, I haven't done that in like a couple years. And I'm like, because now I've learnt to be like, well, look, no, I'm gonna write for this. I'm gonna set out and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna write for 4 hours tomorrow. I start writing and I'm like, if it's fucking trash, then it stays there on my computer and I may revisit it. If it's not trash and I can fit it in somewhere, then I'm like, then that's what happens. But the simple act of doing that every day, like just showing up, just doing it, is sort of like, it feeds into the creativity a lot more. Because it's like, I can't tell you the amount of like ideas, like I can't tell you where I've given you to something to read. I can't really tell you where I've gotten that spark of inspiration to write that, because I'm like, it's so far down the track now that it's, I'm like, I could probably maybe give you the day, or maybe this might have been it, but it probably won't be. And it's basically that. Like I've found now that I'm like, I need that structure to do those things without my brain being like, you're a piece of shit and you're not going to do anything with your life. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I just thought it was... I just wanted to see what if you used to have had a similar sort of experience with the lockdown. But, yeah.
Well, in terms of the lockdown, it hadn't really affected me. Because I still went to work 5 days a week. I was still out and about doing shit amongst the fucking troglodytes.
Yeah, that was it for me as well. I was still working, so it didn't.
Yeah. I suppose it's
the
very
only thing
different.
was I wasn't expected to socialise, which was fine.
Yeah.
I think it's a welcome relief for all three of us. Like, it's that expectedness. I love it when, like, I was back in Sydney and there's no expectedness from the three of us. If it's just sort of like, hey, we're going to go to Dave's and just get drunk and maybe watch fucking Star Wars again. And it's just like, Mike's like, nah, I can't be fucked. Whatever. Like, and then I was like, yeah. And it's like, there's no fucking like, oh, yeah, I can't believe fucking Mike didn't come. We love Star Wars. How come he just want to get drunk with us? Like, there's none of that. There's none of that shit whatsoever. And it's the same with me, where it's like, there's been times where it's just like, yeah, guys, I can't be fucked. Like, I love you guys, but fuck you guys too. Like, I'm going to sleep. I could live.
Oh, record. I don't think I've ever refused. Ever since you've moved to me. I think there are times I haven't been able to make it, but I don't think I've ever refused.
Nah. Yeah. But I think that's what makes it easier for you to come too. It's because, like, there's no pressure. Like, you've got the choice. And you're making the choice to come.
Well, not only that, but like most of the time, well, pretty much 100% of the time, it's like, hey, we're just hanging out at dates. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing expected of you. You know what I mean? And it's so fucking easy.
Going to the city and like getting shit faced or whatever. It's like, just get shit faced at Dave's. That's good.
And
that's good for me too. I like that.
And just on a side note to that too, is like, it is so incredibly hard building that sort of relationship with people. Like, I took that for granted so badly. Like, coming down here, I'm like, I don't do that with anyone. Like, I've got
You've got friends.
I've got friends down here and friends that come over and visit, and we go over to their house and stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing like that. It's always like when we visit, it's like, you know, like we're having lunch or we're having dinner and stuff like that. And it's nice, and I love doing it. It's sort of like this aspect of my life that I'm like, oh wow, like I'm an adult now.
Yeah. It's very surface level, and like, I don't mean that in a way that like you're superficial, but
no,
you're not like.
But it's different between sitting around with you two with my hand down my pants and fucking, tearing ass every 5 minutes. Like, it's very different.
Out into a gas chamber in Auschwitz.
Yeah, exactly. Like acting like an absolute fucking animal. Like,
because you are.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have no problems with that. All right, I'm 31. I fucking smell. don't care. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, that's good. There's been a lot of talk. I've had a lot of talks this past week about.
It's an Aboriginal thing.
Fucking hell, Dave. You had to go to the race card, didn't you?
I did, because I'm with another. I talk quite frequently with another half-caste Aboriginal girl, and she is always talking about how she's tearing ass and how stinky it is. And the first thing I think of is Karl. It's Karl.
Dave's just like, look, I only know 2 Aboriginal people, and both of them do the exact same thing. It's got to be a racial thing.
And talk about how smelly it is, or just like show me how smelly it is.
No, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a racial thing. I think maybe it's just a me and a her thing.
Being a dickhead, dude. My dad fights with the best. We all fight with the best of them.
Yeah.
It's a human thing.
None like me though, right?
But I gotta be honest. None boast about it like the 2 Aboriginal people I know.
I wear it as a badge of honor. Hey, like I've said it before. I fart defensively. It's a reaction for me now,
dude. I can't remember what the thing was. Like the dude that lit up a smoke next to you, and you. What was the description used? Something out of Hell's own fucking bowels or something like that.
I shit my pants in front of him.
Yeah, pretty much.
My favorite one that I've come up with is like when we were looking to move where we moved. We noticed that there's a Hillsong church like right near us, and I'm like, I'm gonna go in there one day, and I'm just gonna say I've got something unholy in me that I need to get out. And just take the biggest, smelliest shit in their toilet and just leave it there. Leave a floater.
Oh, man.
How do we get on that?
We got so far off track.
No! I wouldn't be Defecast without talking about some good old bowel movements. Fucking, I started watching Bloodshot the other day.
Is it terrible?
Oh my god, it's bad. Dude, I turned it off after 20 minutes. Like, it's every cliche that you could think of. And it's already a stretch for me to watch anything Vin Diesel. I just think he's just not a good actor. Like, he's not. There's one film that I've watched of his, I'm like, this is really good, and it's Riddick.
Riddick.
Yeah, that's
I was going to say, it's got to be Riddick.
Everything else, I'm like, yeah, you're playing the same note.
He's just such a cardboard actor.
Yeah, he plays Dom from Fast and the Furious in absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, oh my god, it's so bad. It's so fucking hard. It was that bad though that I'm like, I turned it off and I watched Blade 2 again. Like, I had no fucking interest in watching Blade 2, but I was just like, I for some reason it made me think of Blade 2. I'm gonna watch that. There was another film that I've watched that I think you two would really like. Oh, the new Judd Apatow film, with Pete Davidson and Bill Burr, the King of Staten Island.
Oh, I don't even know about that.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've seen it and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm listening, but I gotta be right back for a sec.
it's really good, man. It's
I'm not a fan of fucking. I forgot his name already. You just said it.
Judd Apatow.
No, fucking the actor.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I like his work on SNL. Like I've seen his skits. I'm like, you're a funny guy. I just haven't gotten around to watching his stand up.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of it. I'm like, not digging it.
Yeah,
So,
I always just it's a shit thing to say, but I looked at him and I'm like, oh, you're a little bit younger, so you're probably like a millennial sort of stand up, but I'm not gonna like it. But then after watching this, and it's like it's sort of autobiographical about his sort of life, because like his father died in he's a fireman and he died in 9/11, and I think like it obviously fucked him up. But yeah, this film is sort of takes inspiration from that, and it was just really good because I was like, he's obviously got the character that he plays in it, and it's obvious that it's him as well. There's a lot of elements of him in it. It's got mental illness, and it's not talked about or anything. It's like, oh, we got to watch it. I forget his character's name. It's like, oh, we got to watch out for Pete. He's precious. Like he's got whatever. Fill in the space. It's not said like that. It's just sort of like, yeah, he's a bit fucked up. It's like he's 24 and he's still acting like he's 16. Like, he's just lagging, and it's obviously got to do with the trauma of losing his father. Quite obviously, but I just thought it was done in such a empathetic way. And dude, to be honest, Bill Burr, like I know we've said it before, where it's like we've seen him in sort of bit parts, or everyone's like he can act, but fuck man, he steals the show in this. He was really fucking good, like, and it's not Bill Burr. And it's like that's not just me like sucking Bill off because I love him. Like that's
dude. I listened to him in F is for Family, and I'm like, yeah, the dude can do this.
Yeah, but like I feel like the F is for Family stuff is sort of like,
well, that's him.
Yeah, that's him. Like like it's his stand-up routine, sort of. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, he's put on that sort of character for years now, so. I get it. Like I'd expect him to be good at it.
Yeah, it is, but there are things about it that I'm like, yeah, that's acting though. Still.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, you've done voice acting, so you could probably speak on that more than me and Michael as well. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but nothing credible.
No, we've done a course, so there you go. That's a fucking. You've done one course more than me and Michael, Dave. So there you go.
But nothing.
You've done more voice acting than me and Karl as well.
Yeah, no, I just thought I'd mention it because I figured Dave hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
So
no, I hadn't.
Yeah, give it a go, man. It's really really good. Yeah, how about we fucking talk about V for Vendetta? I almost forgot. It's been that long since I watched it. I forgot what we watched. We almost named this new dog Evie.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just because I was just like, I like that name, like EV, like the letters. Yeah, we didn't, and we named it Maple. Yeah, V for Vendetta. We'd all seen it. I think we all said that we loved it. So
it seemed to hit home a lot more this time around.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but yeah, go. It's interesting. Go. I feel like I know why, but why do you think it hit closer to home this time, Dave?
I don't know, just because I think of how much more mature I am now. I know you don't see it, but I am a little bit more mature. But And just knowing what I know about governments and the way things are, and in general, just picking up things in this film that I didn't notice before either. Natalie Portman, she did a really good job in this.
I feel like she does a good job in most things that she does, though.
Does she, though? Have you seen Star Wars?
I was gonna say, it can be very, like, up and down, but I think it really depends on the script.
She had to work opposite fucking, I hate things.
Yeah.
So,
and this is a point I was going to make. Like, Natalie Portman, great actress. When you have bad actors and bad directing, it really reflects on you as an actor or an actress. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is a classic example, because her performance in this was fucking phenomenal. And I think the point where I realized that it was really, really good was, remember when she comes out of the torture thing, and there's that moment where she's like crying, but it was just so full on. And I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that room to listen to the director and just hear what. I mean, she might not have needed any direction. That might have been all her.
I'd have to say that would be. I think a lot of that would be her. Like that,
yeah, well,
she would have to get to that
but
space.
You'd be surprised to know what direction can actually bring something out of an actor as well. So,
well, it makes you think of like some of the flops she's been in, and like, how bad she might have been in those movies. Could sort of reflect on the director there as well.
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't know. Like she might not have had that capability, and the director would have brought that out of her. But yeah, like it would have been interesting to be a fly on the wall sort of thing.
Yeah, I just wish I was there for that whole process in that scene. I really wanted to see what motivated that and what inspired it, because it was just so real.
Yeah.
But like I said too, being opposite great actors makes you better as well.
Yeah.
Because I've done lines and done things with people who are like cardboard, and they give you nothing. And it's very, very hard to bounce back off of that. So when you're with someone that's good at what they do, and I guess if you feel like you're good at what you're doing to the extent that you're giving someone something to work off of, it creates this really nice sort of synergy, and you get, I don't know, I just feel like it creates these great moments. So yeah, I don't know. But Hugo Weaving, he's also a phenomenal actor. So I think
he did an absolutely stellar job in this, considering you don't see his face.
You don't see his face at all.
Yeah,
and you can still tell the emotions he's feeling, his sort of inflections, the tone, just everything. What he's about.
Do you remember when this film came out and there was a little bit of controversy around that?
No, I don't.
I remember there being a little bit of a controversy around it, and just being like, you never see his face, and it's just sort of like, how do you know it's Hugo Weaving and blah blah blah, and it's just sort of like,
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, nah, it's Hugo Weaving. Like,
it's Hugo Weaving. That's not the way they're going to work this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I agree. It definitely hit harder this time. I feel it's everything that you said. I agree. It's like, like a little bit more mature and stuff. I think honestly, I think it's got to do with the sort of the
BLM and everything.
That, but just everything, like governments now as well. Because I realize this is the first time I'd watched this while Trump's in office, and I'm like I know fucking everyone just we all know how much of a piece of shit he is. Like, I don't think we need to go into that of it all, but the world has gotten just that little bit more totalitarian, if that makes sense. I even feel like the Australian government, and it's just sort of like seeing being older now, like I've always had a distrust of governments, but then like I think that's why I loved watching films like this when I was younger, and still do. But then learning now of all these things that happen that governments do, that's like just fucking shit. They, anything that's legal that they want to do, anything that they want to do and it's illegal, they'll just make it legal so they can do it. They'll find a fucking way, and I was just like, yeah, that's sort of the world we're living in. And watching this, I was just like, we really aren't. We are pretty fucking, pretty close to it. And it's like, I know, and that's very Chicken Little, very fucking, the sky is falling. But honestly, that's what it felt like when I was watching it.
You know what? That's what made me sad about this movie is like we're 15 years later from the release date, and it's still so very relevant.
But it's also very fucking very 1984 as well. I didn't realize the similarities between it so much when I was younger. And I was just like, yeah, and it's funny because then 1984 goes back
sadder,
even further.
man,
I know,
because...
I'm like, that goes even further.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like over the span of what 30, 40 years.
Well, 1984 wasn't written in 1984. So,
yeah, yeah. No, it was written well before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's just infuriating. Yeah, Michael, what do you think?
1984 was published in 1949. So
yeah.
Well,
even longer. I heard you say my name, so I'm just going to jump in. Like I haven't seen this movie in probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute for me as well.
I watch it semi-regularly just to remind myself of it, I guess. But watching it this time, it was actually kind of scary. And a lot with what you said, like how close it is to being reality at this point. I actually saw a lot of parallels with today's world. Like at the start, you hear old mate saying how America's like the world's biggest leper colony, and I immediately thought of the exponentially rising COVID cases in America right now.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
Well, is it 50,000 a day? Like,
yeah, like probably more. It's fucking nuts. And how very little they're doing to stomp the curve. Yeah, and just other things like when the girl's running around the street with the mask and the cape and the cop shoots her, I immediately just went to like George Floyd and like how the public in the movie saw the cop do that and they just came out and just wrecked him.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much like essentially what happened, like a month ago now, or 2 months ago, however long it was. But yeah, like just seeing those parallels, it was just kind of like, holy fuck, this is so close to reality now that it's just scary.
Yeah.
Like, and like the first time I watched it, like, this movie's kind of partly responsible for me having the mindset that I do today. Like, I've watched this movie multiple times. I've read 1984. Like, Bill Hicks has a lot to do with it as well. So yeah, it did play a big part in my life. And just seeing it become more and more relevant, it's just kind of becoming more and more sad, I suppose.
Yeah.
Having said that, though, it is a fucking excellent movie. It is great. The story is brilliant. It's very captivating.
Yeah, it incites so much feeling. That's yeah.
I think this time watching it, I think I cried at the end. When everyone's taking off the mask and shit, you see like everybody, even the people that have died.
Yeah.
Sort of being, we are, the people.
I got a little emotional at the crying scene, and I was talking about with Natalie Portman on the ground with Hugo weaving there. I was just that took me away.
Yeah.
But this time more than any time before, I don't know. I just really noticed it this time. And yeah.
Yeah, and like the bullshit that the media throws out at you, like I've become so aware of that over the like past however many years. Like I don't believe anything anyone says anymore.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Wasn't that funny too? It's like, it was a planned demolition.
Yeah. But isn't it
Like, oh my
like
God.
that's the thing? That's the thing that I find. I've always been very distrustful of any authority, and there were times in my life where I've gotten chastised for that, and it's like, well, it's all come from my father and my mother as well, like, and it's like you think about the time that they grew up in, and it was just sort of like, yeah, it was like a black man and a white woman, so it's like they didn't have it easy, like, you know. So it's like, have you? Oh, thank you. I just remembered the bit that I'd forgot. The new bit, and it's all got to do with this too. I'll tie it in, and it's have you ever said something so stupid to your mother that she's looked at you, and you can see in her eyes, like, why did I keep you? Like, like I said something to my mum that gave me that look, and I remember I wasn't that young that I was extremely naive, like I was a teenager, like 13 or 14, and something had happened, and I was just like, yeah, but like, if it's that bad, like, the government wouldn't let people do it, right? Like, the government don't want to hurt people. And Mum just looked at me like this. I swear to God, I was like, if she could have a fucking abort a 14-year-old, she would. Like, it's... yeah, and...
Dude, but I've had that conversation with people, like, recently, in the fact that it's just like, I think they were sort of taken aback by the fact that I was just saying, like, if you totally trust your government, you're an idiot.
Yeah, and but I'm like, I'm fucking.
But I do, and I'm just like, yeah, right, you're an idiot.
Yeah, dude, I am fucking shocked that people out there are still like, they believe in the democracy that we have, and I'm just sort of like, yeah, why? Like, why? Like, these people that are in power, they don't have our intentions at heart. They're self-motivated. Like,
something. So a friend of mine, like, this is going off topic, but a friend of mine in the States was talking about this today. Apparently, the senators and all that in the States that like choose the systems and all that for their healthcare and all that, they have their own healthcare system. They don't even use the same healthcare system that they fucking put in place for the public.
Yeah, wow. Of course.
How fucking ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
It's like, how is that system supposed to work if you don't even trust it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the government. That's your government. It's just ridiculous.
Though, I feel like more and more people are becoming aware of the bullshit.
But no one's doing anything about it.
Well, they try.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Like, people will say, "Oh, what are you doing about it?" I'm like, "Yeah, there are smarter people out there than me."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't claim to be the one to have the answers. I just want some smart people to come up with something.
Isn't that always the scapegoat though? And it's just sort of like, oh no, you can change something. You can go out and vote. It's like, what's that going to do? Like, what's that going to do? It's going to put the other puppet in charge.
Yeah,
like,
you're voting for one evil or the other.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm talking about the whole system here. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, I think that's why watching V for Vendetta, I was just like, this is. It's hitting a different note for me this time I'm watching it, just because I'm like, I've got all that swirling into my head, the anger and everything with the system, and then watching it, and I'm just sort of like, yeah, fucking burn it all down, dude. Like,
it's funny. It's funny too, because they really disguised a love story in all of this as well, really well. Like, it didn't take the spotlight, but the whole thing where he fell in love with Evie and put the whole decision in her hands. That's, you know, it's somewhat of a bit of a, in some sort of sense, it's a bit of a sweet love story there as well. but it didn't take the focal point.
Yeah, I mean, you could have done with or without the love part. Like, still leave the decision up to Evie.
Yeah.
Like, it's that whole... The people that bring in the new system aren't fit to run it, essentially. If you know what I mean. I've worded that terribly.
Yeah, like, what? This confused me.
Like, it's like, think of it like if there's like a coup or a rebellion, and it's like, say it's violent, and like the people that take over then start running things. How long until they just revert back to what the system was before they rebelled against it, sort of thing?
Oh, yeah, like you basically you lived long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
Thanks, Batman.
But like, the people that take the necessary actions to create this new world aren't fit to live in it, sort of thing. And that's essentially what V was saying. Like, they created a monster, and this monster has to create this new world, but he doesn't belong in it. Because he is a product of that. Fucked up.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's a mindfuck, but it's also... I think the mindfuck about it is because it's accurate. It's just that it's not done in such... Like, a film portrays it in such a way, it's like it's happened in this short period of time. But, like, when you think about it in real life, it's like it's incrementalized. Like, it happens extremely slowly. It happens over the course of decades.
Yeah.
And it's like... I think that's what gets so fucking... gets you so angry. Like, why is it we only ever see the problems in hindsight? And it's just like...
Yeah.
It's
human nature.
Yeah. But, I found a new appreciation for this film, again, watching it again, now that I'm a little bit older, I'm a little bit more angry with the world. So, yeah, thanks, Dave.
Yeah,
good.
No,
good pick.
it's always something that's like, I mean, even like I really that scene where he takes down Creedy,
just shoots him in the head.
Huh?
Is that when he takes down? Oh, that the other guy. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a couple of weeks since I watched it.
Is it Creedy?
Yeah, Creedy is the... Yeah. The fucking the head military dude or whatever.
Yeah. So with the guns, when they're in the underground, he's like, we've got guns. All you have is your fancy karate and all that. And he's like, I don't know, the dialogue in that. The actual sequence thing.
Bullets, and I imagine by the time you're done reloading, you'll all be dead.
Yeah. But I was also, he's like, why don't
like,
you die? And he's like, you can't kill an idea.
Yeah. That was a really powerful scene. I fucking love that scene.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a thumbs up all around.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It really is a good movie.
Yeah, that's it, and that's all the thoughts I had on it. Just nothing new really. Just new appreciation for it.
Yeah. I think I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Michael, you got anything else, Dad?
Nothing major. I guess I just wanted to mention the story that Evie reads while she's in the cell about I can't remember her fucking name, Valerie?
Yes.
The gay chick?
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to mention that and how fucking powerful that shit was too.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
That
all the hints they throw in there, like to make you think, well, not to make you think, but like to show you that like it all happened like 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, thumbs up.
There was a there was a lot of I don't know if imagery is the word, but there was a lot of powerful. I guess, yeah. I'm trying to think of. It's not imagery, but I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. I should have written this down.
It's usually a good idea.
I'm going to change the name of this podcast to "We Should Have Wrote This Down." Like, Well, you fucking ponder on that while I take us into the future.
Do that.
Now, I've got two films here, and I can't decide between the both of them. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say two names, and you two can pick what name you like better.
Is one of them Denzel Washington?
No. One name is Jonathan.
Okay.
The other name is Scott.
I'm leaning towards Jonathan because Scott just feels like a douche.
Yeah, I was gonna go Jonathan.
Well, fuck. All right, you can laugh at this then. I'll read the synopsis. In the midst of the Gulf War, soldiers are kidnapped and brainwashed for sinister purposes.
What the fuck? I feel like I've seen this.
You probably have.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking of the men who stare at goats, but it's not.
No. It has Denzel Washington in it.
Of course.
Dave, have you got any idea?
Fuck no.
All right, so hey,
I'm drawing a blank.
it's from 2004. It's The Manchurian Candidate.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I'd watched this one.
Bill Burr mentioned it a couple of times. That's about it.
Hey,
I've heard Bill Burr mention it a couple of
yeah,
times.
yeah. Well, do you know what The Manchurian Candidate is?
No fucking idea.
It's basically that. I think that it links back to the CIA, MK Ultra sort of stuff. This 2004 version is a remake of another one, I think, from the 60s. But it was also that came from a book and stuff, and it's basically that. It's like sleeper
Agent shit, yeah.
sleeper agents. And say a word and people wake up out of this coma and go and kill their target. A waking coma. I watched this when I was still in 2004. I was still in high school.
2004.
I don't know why. I think it was just because I got it for free, but I had a poster of it hanging up in my room for some fucking reason. And it's just Denzel Washington with a fucking dumbass look on his face, like on the poster. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah, I don't know why I fucking had it. I can't
It's
remember.
Denzel.
Yeah.
Denzel.
But yeah, I think this film made an impression on me. It's just been that long since I've seen it. I can't remember. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it. Are we gonna do the old school format?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we'll all watch it, and as soon as we finish watching it, we'll jump on and record.
Right on.
All right. So how long does it go for? Let's set this out.
2 hours and 9 minutes.
Oof. So I say 2 hours. You're busy next Friday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday is my birthday, and as you both know, I don't do anything on my birthday. I don't work. I don't do anything at all. So fuck this.
So I guess we're on the podcast then.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Maybe the next Friday. No, then that's
We could do the Saturday again.
Saturday. I was gonna get blackout drunk and get pizza.
Do it on Friday.
I can't because Sunday was going to be my day to just do nothing and sleep in. Hey,
I like that we're doing this on the podcast.
We'll figure it out. We'll do it the old format. We'll figure out the day. Yeah, but that's it. That's the podcast for this week. Thank you to all our sponsors, which is none of them. And
sponsors, wait, you're
I'm
getting money?
no,
You're holding it off?
I'm just stalling so you can lick your fucking hand and make the fart noise.
Dude,
That's
I've been
all I'm
licking my
doing.
hand for the last fucking 20, 30 minutes.
Let's see how.
Because that feels like it was going to wrap up for that long.
You're just waiting for the sign off like, I wish he'd hurry up. My fucking tongue feels like sandpaper on my palm.
My palms are all wet. The stench is incredible.
Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next week.
Pull your finger out.